Okay, this is part 3 of CASmate, and this is I'm just going to create a logo to be used in alternate programs. So the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to select this, and one of the things that I've got in my miscellaneous and setup is I have these two drivers. This Q&E 2000 will actually run the engraving machine, and this one is the Concept 2002 or Concept 2, and this is my one that makes a DAT file, which is what I use for making my logos. So that's the one I want, and I'm going to click on the plotter icon, and I'm going to use this little double arrowed window pane, and I'm going to make it exactly 2 inches high and say apply and close. So now it's a 2x9. I need to know the height of the logo. A logo that's this wide, usually I will make it 2 inches high. If it were a little square, it would probably be 4 inches high. And I'm going to plot it to the hard drive, which is this little arrowhead going back to a diskette. One logo's 3, and hit the letter G, and here it is, Gulf Co. So it's Gulf Coast Educators. Remember, CASmate was made for a DOS type environment, so it's only going to read 8 letters, but only 6 are going to be the same as what the file or the folder name is. So I'm going to select this one, and key 49 is going to be the name I'm going to give it. Key 49 is the character number 1. Okay, so I'm going to just click on plot. So again, I'm going to remember it was 2 inches high and it's key 49. Exit out the door. Zoom in on everything. And then I'm going to take this logo down here, and just for argument's sake, a lot of times I will put this on the logo file just because I have room for 6, and maybe they might want to cut an outline, or it's going on a plaque or something like that. So again, I'm going to plot it. I'm going to click over here. I'm going to make sure that it's exactly 2. Apply and close. Plot it to the hard drive. It goes back to the same spot, but this time it's going to be key 50, which is the number 2, and I click on plot. Exit out the door. And then usually what I do is I zoom out just a little bit, turn off my control points, and turn off my let me zoom in a little bit more so I can see it a little bit better, and I click away just so that I can read it, and I'll show you why in a moment. I'm real good at forgetting what the name of the logo is that I'm working on. So I'm going to go to my start menu and run, and I've got make logo here, but I could have browsed to it, and it's under the C drive, under quality, under logos, and then you might have a logo 8, 9, and just make logo exe. So I'm going to click on that, tell it OK. I might lose you just a little bit here. Alt enter so that I make it a smaller window, so you can see why I do it. That way I can remember what logo I'm doing. And I'm going to hit the number 1 for the source of the DAT file. So I press the number 1 key. Now, I had already scanned my computer earlier today, so the scan was very quick. My hard drive here is quite large. It would have taken probably 2 minutes for it to scan down. I'm going to hold down the Alt key and hit the letter G. And there it is, Golf CO tilde 1. Enter. And then under normal circumstances, you would probably leave your target as quality logos. In my case, I do the logos for customers, so I wouldn't want it in my logos directory. I'm not doing this logo, so I'm going to put it back in the same directory. So I'm going to press the number 2, Alt G, G. And if I remember how many times I press G, it makes it go quicker. And then I'm going to hit the letter S for start, which is right here. And it says there's no title file, and yes, you better answer yes here. And I'm going to type in GULF Coast Educators. And then, I don't know, there is room for FCU. You got up to 24 characters to type in there. Upper and lower case, space bars, dashes, whatever you want. Then I'm going to hit enter. Now I only have 8 characters and I can't use spaces or tildes and things of that nature. So I'm going to just put GCF FCU and hit enter. And the height that I used, remember, was 2 inches high. And yes. Okay, and typically you'll get a success. If you do not get a success, you may have to work with me to break up this logo. You're limited to 15,000 character point sets. This I knew was probably around 5,000 or so. But if this logo was very busy and possibly 3 or 4 or 5 times the size, then you would have run out of room and we would have to use the split program. So anyways, I'm going to just hit escape, and to quit out of here, all I do is hit Control Q and it quits out of there. Now I also want to do this logo for the new Hermes OpenSys system, and I'm only going to do this one, but one of the things that I want to do is I want to change the size of the group. So resize group, I have a hotkey, Alt R, then you have to hit the function 2 key, and I'm going to make it 2 inches high, which is about 8 inches across. Now one thing to remember is don't make it bigger than the table size that you've got, so try not to make it anything more than 12 inches across. I don't know why OpenSys kicks it out, but if your table size isn't big enough, it will not allow for it. So this is 2 inches by about 8 inches, so that should be okay. And I'm going to go File, Export. I want to export the group only. Click on the one logos and get down to the proper Gulf CO. And the new Hermes system only allows for 6 letters, so I'm going to just call it GCE. I don't know if it'll do 3, but anyways, I'll just put a 1. GCE 1. And then say OK. You know what? I'll see if it works that way. FCU. Maybe it will take 6 letters. And I'll say OK. And what I just did is I created a PLT file with this text. And that's it for this section of it. I'll show you in another section how to actually make the HVGL.